like I'm not enough. Maybe I lost the plot. Tongue tied around the bitter fruit. Who am I after tasting you? Little fires on the passenger side. I could tell the truth or I could keep telling pretty. Keep telling pretty lies. Keep telling pretty lies.
I kept the secret safe, sick in a secret way, telling a pretty lie, ugliest way to die. I killed a story off, I got a new plan, got talking who's there, I made a new place, sleep at the wheel again, I took an Ambien, I love the ambiance, I swear to God I'm lost, face to the sunset, back to the sunrise, cruising 100, darting on closed eyes.
Tongue tied around the bitter fruit. Who am I after tasting you? Little fires on the passenger side. I could tell the truth or I could keep telling pretty lies. I could tell the truth or I could keep telling pretty lies. 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 I don't wanna keep telling pretty lies to you.
Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. We're ready to start. Okay. Hi. Welcome to, sorry, I'm just a little bit, a little screen challenged today. Hi, everybody. Welcome to A4's Town Hall, celebrating the visual arts. I'm Lisa Gold, A4's executive director, and just a quick accessibility check. I'm a Hapa woman, half Korean, half white, with my hair pulled up, dark hair pulled up in a bun, and I'm wearing a black and pink printed blouse, sitting in a bedroom, zooming in from the unceded lands of the Seminole and Timucua peoples in northern Florida. So thank you all so much for joining us. I'm really excited to, not that, because we are definitely discipline agnostic here at A4, but I have a special place in my heart for the visual arts, and I'm very excited to see all of you tonight and hear about all these great projects and learn what you're all doing. So for those of you who are familiar with A4, you know that we're dedicated to ensuring greater representation, equity, and opportunities for Asian American artists and cultural organizations. And we do that through resource sharing and promotion and advocacy and community building. And Town Hall is one of our signature programs that helps us fulfill that mission. So I'm kind of curious. I hope who's been to a town hall tonight? Can you raise your hand? You guys know how to, everybody knows how to raise their hand in Zoom, right? With the hand icon in maybe, you know, in the reactions, you can raise your hand and let us know if you've been to A4. Okay, good, great. Okay, we've got some veterans to town hall. I always like that. So those of you who've been to a town hall before, you know how to you know how things are going to go, but I'm just going to share the protocols for our noobs tonight. So if you're not speaking, please mute yourself. I think you've already come in muted. We are recording this event, and we're going to post it online so people can view it later on Facebook and our YouTube channel. So we would love it if you would keep your camera on so we can see all of your beautiful faces, but if you don't want to, that's okay. So as you all know where the raised hand function is, that's great. If you don't, had trouble finding it, it's you just click on the participants button at the bottom of the menu there, and then there should be a raised hand function that you can click on there. So, we'll call on you later if you have questions or you want to raise your hand or speak later in the program. And if you have any questions, feel free to chat us. Just send us a message in the chat box and we'll answer you. So again, for those of you who haven't been to a town hall before, this is how we're going to do it. We have two sets, or one collective, one individual featured presenters tonight. And then we'll have two sections or two groups of short pitches, which are 1 minute in length. And at the end of each 1 minute pitch, I'm going to ring a bell and you're going to have to stop or else we're going to mute you. So I want to just make sure that we stay on time and we give everybody the courtesy to get through everybody who has wanted to pitch tonight. So in the first round, we're going to put everybody's name in the first section of pictures, and then just, you're on deck, get ready to go, and we'll call your name in order. And then we'll repeat the process for the second round of presenters after the second featured presenter. So, and then when we're all done there, if anybody's like so motivated, you want to join, there was something you want to share, just raise your hand or put your name in the chat box and we'll get you on deck for a quick 30-second pitch. So after that, we'll break you out into small breakout room conversations so you can follow up and ask questions and share projects and just make friends, bond, like we used to do in the old days in real life. But hopefully I'm hopeful that our next town hall in January is going to be in real life again. So fingers crossed. But just if, when you're in a breakout room, if there's somebody else that you want to be connected to, you want to move rooms, you totally can do that. Either you can move yourself, you have the power, just click on the breakout rooms and you can see who's in each room and you just move your cursor over the blue number next to your name and you can just move to that room, or you can message us and we'll move you into the room. So no biggie. So just a couple of quick announcements and acknowledgement before we get started here. So first of all, I want to thank Priscilla Sun, our Programs and Communications Manager, and Katrina Jakowitz, who is our CUNY Cultural Core intern, for their help getting tonight's presentation going. And like I said, we are recording tonight, so we love it when their camera's on. We like to take a picture at the end. And also, if you want to share on social, use your hashtag A4 Town Hall, tag us, we love that. And we also love to hear what you want and what you need. So we have a very, very, very short, I think it's like 5-question, like multiple choice survey. And we ask that you fill it out after the event because we're always trying to improve and shape our programs to better serve you and your needs. And we want to hear what you have to say and how we can make things better. So please do us a favor and fill it out. So thanks. Priscilla dropped the link in the chat, or you can aim your phone over the QR code on the screen. Very easy to do. Okay, so just a couple of quick announcements for upcoming events. So tomorrow night, Thursday, November 17th, we're co-presenting another AAPI community night with Kata at the New York Theater Workshop's production of Sweatshop Overlord, which is an amazing one-woman show. Don't just take my word for it. New York Times, Time Out, New York, everybody says it's great. It's a show about her pandemic adventures and the formation of the Auntie Sewing Squad, which was a mutual aid network. And it's incredible. It's an incredible show. And then after the show, there's going to be a talk back with our friend Jeffreen Uden, who's the executive director of the Asian American Writers Workshop. So Christina and Jeffreen will be talking. There's a limited number of $35 advance tickets that are available. And with the special A4 discount code of A4 Overlord, you can get 20% off, or you can just try your luck with $25 day of rush tickets for artists. So there's the link in the chat, so you can go see it. I totally recommend it. I've seen it twice already. I loved it. On Thursday, November 30th, we're presenting our next Career Roundtable event, which is going to focus on arts and culture writing and criticism. And it's going to bring together established writers and editors from different parts of the writing ecosystem. So we have art writers, film critics, editors, music critics, cultural critics, and writers. Table Dish is one of our favorite programs, not just mine, but actual people who attend this program. They love it because it's like an Ask Me Anything, that you get 30 minutes in a very small group of like 4 people with an established critic. You can ask them anything you want, and then you rotate after 30 minutes and you get to meet with another person. And then after another 30 minutes, you get to meet with another person. So you get to meet with 3 awesome leaders in this field. And like I said, you can ask them whatever you want. We've got the editor of the Brooklyn Rail, the co-founder and artistic director, Fong Bui, Gurish, Devika Gurish, who's a film critic and deputy editor of Film Comment, Deep Tran, who writes for the New York Times and the Washington Post and used to be the editor of American Theater magazine. She was like one of the only Asian American theater critics in this state, which is crazy. Oliver Wang, who's a writer and music and culture critic for NPR and the LA Review. Lily Wei, who is amazing, lovely writer and critic. She writes for Art in America and Art News. And Susan Young, who is a dance and arts critic, and she writes for Brooklyn Rail, Dance Magazine, Village Voice. So if you are an artist who wants a side hustle in your discipline to do a little bit of writing, if you are an artist who wants to figure out how do I pitch to a critic, get my work covered, this is a great opportunity for you to get some inside dope and meet some really important people in the field. So it's only $15, and we just do that so we make sure that you show up. Frankly, if it's a deterrent in any way and you really want to participate, just let us know and we can make arrangements. So Priscilla dropped the link in the chat. So seriously, sign up for it. It's a great, great program, Table Dish. We've already done one in theater, we've done one in music, we've done one in visual arts. There are always, people leave thinking it's just amazing connections and information shared. Okay, and then on Monday, December 6th, we're partnering with our other friends at the Asia Society for their virtual book club. So it's the Writers Workshop again, and author Purakista Kapoor is discussing her book, Brown Album. So you can register for free, sign up for that. Book club is always fun. And then another book on Tuesday, December 14th, we're celebrating the release of Godzilla, Asian American Arts Network, 1990 to 2001, which is edited by Howie Chen. So it is a massive tome. It's a publication. It's an anthology of writings, art projects, publications, correspondence, ephemera from the artist collective Godzilla. And Howie is going to be in dialogue with Simon Wu, who is our former A4 Van Leer Fellow, and we hope to have a few special Godzilla guests there for the Q&A. So it's really, they were a groundbreaking collective, and to learn about their lasting impact, and they're just amazing artists and leaders and thinkers and activists, and I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I'm looking forward to that. And then finally, that's all the upcoming programs. I think that's all the programs that we have through the end of the year. But if you have programs, if there are things that you're doing, events or opportunities or job listings or whatever that you want to share, you can post it on our website because it's free. And we have a community login thing. So post your stuff, let us know so we can share and we can all support you, because that's what we're here for. Okay, so as always, thank you to our supporters at Capital One and Con Edison, the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs, in partnership with the City Council, the New York State Council on the Arts, NYSCA, with the support of Governor Kathy Hochul in the New York State Legislature, the National Endowment for the Arts, the Howard Gilman Foundation, Fiskars, the Tiger Foundation, and so many people for making Town Hall possible. So thank you. We couldn't do it without you. And if you want to be one of these amazing supporters, feel free to text A4 donate to 202-858-1233, or you can visit our website, make a donation. We welcome the support. Okay, so enough of that. Whoops. Okay, so quick land acknowledgement, because in the before times we would be meeting in the A4 offices, which are on the unceded lands of the Munsee, Lenape, and Canarsie peoples. But since we're meeting virtually, I'm just going to share this digital land acknowledgement, which was written by Canadian theater artist Adrian Wong. Since our activities are shared digitally to the internet, let's also take a moment to consider the legacy of colonization embedded within the technologies, structures, and ways of thinking we use every day. We're using equipment and high-speed internet not available in many Indigenous communities. Even the technologies that are central to much of the art that we make leave significant carbon footprints, contributing to changing climates that disproportionately affect Indigenous peoples worldwide. So I invite you to join me in acknowledging all of this, as well as our shared responsibility to make good use of this time, and for each of us to consider our roles in reconciliation, decolonization, and allyship. So now I would like to introduce our first featured presenter, Shihui Zhu, who is the founder and director of Latitude Gallery. Shihui is a visual artist, a gallerist, and a curator. She moved to the US from China for graduate study and worked closely under the artist Nick Cave at the School of the Art Institute in Chicago. And then in 2020, she founded Latitude Gallery in New York with a commitment to ensure opportunities for young Asian American artists and curators in New York. So I am going to hand it over now to Shihui.
Hi, everybody. My name is Shihui Zhu. Thank you, Lisa, for the introduction. First of all, I want to really thank you, the Asian American Arts Alliance, for this opportunity. Thank you, Priscilla, Lisa. So let's go on the first slide. Okay, this is me. I'm not seeing my face right now, but this is a little funny. I'm a textile artist. And also this is some information, my Instagram here. Next slide, please. So this is what I make. After I graduated from the Art Institute of Chicago, I moved to New York around 2018. Was thinking about dedicating myself into making textile arts. I got into this wonderful artist residency in Textile Arts Center in Guanas, Brooklyn. And, you know, as a lot of other immigrant artists, was facing, like, to stay in this country, I have to really participate a lot of exhibitions and to really speed up of my professional practice to really prove to the government, U.S. government, that I am a working artist and I want to stay in U.S. So I need to get this artist visa. So here's some work and some of the exhibitions I did after my graduation, which is the OPT time. And during that kind of time, I started to realizing that I was the few lucky ones to really like getting some opportunities to show my work to the audience. And a lot of other immigrant artists did not get as many as opportunities as I did. And for Asian artists, there wasn't like, well, as far as I didn't really know, like back in the days, there wasn't like many resources compared to the others to have opportunities. But actually, A4 really having like this kind of community is really making me feel so great. Like I didn't really know about it, but I realized that during the time I was waiting for my visa, I could start like a artist run gallery, or like, let's call it like artist living room, to really inviting a lot of my friends, some peers, to show their work. Let's critique each other, or just to make it like a little professional shows in this small space. So next slide, please. Yeah, I started this gallery called Latitude Gallery. Here is some information first. We have a website, Instagram, Artsy, and our gallery now address is 64 Bayard Street, New York. It's in this wonderful historical like Chinatown area. And now we are turning our original space into a one artist residency. Is the address is on the list. Next slide, please. From like I already mentioned that when I was waiting for my artist visa, and I realized that I could do this to really help the community, to really build this platform, like inviting artists, Asian artists, like less represented artists, to show their work, to have their solo show. And also a lot of immigrant artists, for their like, maybe for their like proof to the governments, they have shows, they have like exhibitions, they have these kind of professional practice. So like we've been really like helping a lot of artists presenting themselves especially during 2020. Like when I started the gallery, like it was like 2019 December and 2020 January. Um, I did not know things is gonna go like pretty difficult into 2020. But during 2020, we first tried some online programs, and then soon, like as soon as things getting a little better, we're trying to really make sure that the artist still gets their opportunities, especially like staying in the country got more difficult. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So we tried to do some online programs like outlet channel programs to talk, like connect artists, like do several artist talks. And then the shows, like the shows in real life, like somehow got more like good. I don't know, like the people, like the community really got into our in reality shows. So we've been making a lot of really good solo shows with our artists. Next slide, please. But it was one person operation to begin with, but I really wanted to use this platform to also thank a lot of our gallery friends, artists, volunteers. They shared our day-to-day like kind of duties, running the space and handling tasks like the installations and shippings and maintaining the gallery's website. You guys saw earlier, like we working on so many platforms to keep up the informations and to really promoting our artists and our shows can be like a lot of work. So I really want to show like a little bit pictures of a lot of our like artists, and starting like the starting point of this community with artists and a lot of volunteers and art lovers trying to help the platform, trying to help the artists making the shows. And yeah, and the next slide, please. And we like, as I mentioned, to begin with, Latitude Gallery was a artist run place, artist run like space. It was on 174 Roebling in Williamsburg. It was like kind of like a multi-use space. We had 2 cats as the gallery interns, and they really kind of attract more people to enjoy some pet love and enjoy like a lot of good arts like during difficult times. Next slide. And here's some installation, like, or like, I think this is the first show we had, and that was the installation shots. We were trying to like make a tiny like ground floor space work. Next slide. And 2020 January, we had our first show, and as you guys saw the installation shots, and these are the openings we had. I believe it was January 31st. Things were starting to getting a little bit nerve-wracking, I guess, especially for the Asian community. A lot of like our Asian artists were coming from China from Chinese New Year. But we still had full house opening, and we had a 10 artist group show to announce that we're open. And like I got a lot of like really positive feedback, because like at that time, not many like galleries were led and run by Asian like minorities, or like as far as I knew, like Asian artists. A lot of our like classmates or peers were really looking for some kind of opportunities, or at least their own kind of community like art groups to really to really like learn and maybe critique each other or showcasing their work. Next slide, please. And this is some of the programmings that we've been doing. And then on the left, there are several like posters, like poetry readings, outlet channel programs, the artist talks, and then there's this blast radio programs we're gonna do with our new next year programs. And then on the right, that was the artist residency I mentioned, that when we moved to our new location this year, like September, we're turning our old like smaller artist run space into a one person's artist residency program, with artists could live and working in the space. Next slide, please. And here are the show posters that we've been producing. We've been showing the past almost a year and almost 2 years. And I really want everybody to look carefully at all those names and then the artist names, because I truly believe that all of our artists work really, really hard to practice their own like art and to really trying to make a good show. And to like all our shows, I feel like I could say it's like a beginning milestone for their career, and I'm very proud of them. And yeah, you can also see some more like information on our website. Next slide, please. Here's some opening shots of our gallery. And next slide. So this is the new page of the gallery. As I mentioned, on September, we opened up a new location in Chinatown on historical Chinatown area, like on Bayard Street. And this is the kind of the street side, and then kind of the gate of the gallery. And next slide, please. So since the A4 community of this platform is helping a lot of organizations and artists having bridging new like resources, we also wanted to shout out our open call programs. For the next year, we are ongoing looking for like Asian or non-exclusive Asian artists to submitting your work to our gallery. We have different kind of programs. We will see which kind of programs will fit you. Like we have some programs to work with the artists, such as like maybe just presenting your art on Artsy, or having some group shows or future potential like solo shows, and and more. So here's some informations. And then you will also find out more on our website or email us. Next slide. So here's our Artsy. Like I encourage everyone to take some time to look into our artists' work, and there are some other like informations like online viewing rooms or like current shows, kind of editorial kind of contents in this page as well. Yeah, and then thank you all. And I want to shout out, we have a new show. It's like a new kind of new experimental NFT shows with On Board. Next Tuesday evening we have the opening reception. It's called Who's That Panda? And then again, more information on our website. Thank you all. And here is some the informations to contact us. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Shihui. Shihui, that was great. And I love that you are building this, with and creating your own community and supporting other artists. I love that. So we can drop the information in the chat so that people have it, and we can do a follow-up later.
Sure. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you again. All right. So appreciate that. And now people get ready for your 1-minute pitches. And we're going to start with Jingjing Tian, Jessica Shen, Sean Chi, Nirmal Raja, Stephen Abraham, Ray Zhang, Katie G. Salisbury, and Iftikhar Dadi. So Jingjing, are you here? I think you are, and you are ready to go. Are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay. You have 1 minute.
Hi. Hi, my name is Jingjing. I'm a narrative filmmaker based in New York City. I've been here before. I love the A4 family. I'm just here to present the trailer for my new short film.
Great. Thank you, Jingjing. How can we find out? Oh, sorry, Priscilla, can you go back one? Yeah, okay, so there's the website and the information about your film is on the website, yes?
Yes, I'm just
Okay.
starting the film festival run. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Okay, next up, Jessica Shen. Jessica.
Hi, everyone. I'm here with David Woon, and I'm Jessica Shen, and we'd like to introduce our interactive short film, Doors We Open. After spending months with our families during the pandemic, we found ourselves recounting similar feelings and stories about home. While we struggled over daily interactions with our parents, we learned more about who they were in the past, the dreams they've had, and the sacrifices that they've made for us. This inspired us to create Doors We Open. It tells the story of Leah, a young Chinese illustrator on her return home to her single father. The pair are distant, divided by their generational differences and grief over the loss of Leah's mother. We experience their reflections and memories as they attempt to reconnect, heal, and come to a new understanding of one another. I think there might be a video with this one. So to tell this story, Doors We Open experiments with interactivity, so combining with traditional film and gameplay. The live action parts depict reality, showing the unspoken tension between father and daughter, while the gameplay sequences explore their subconscious thoughts and dreams. We're currently in production and can't wait to share it with you. Our Kickstarter is wrapping up tomorrow, so we'd love for you to check it out and support or share in any way that you can. Thanks so much.
Great, thank you so much, Jessica. And David. All right, next up is Sean. Sean Chi. Sean, you ready?
Hey, I'm ready. Can you guys hear me?
Okay, we can. All right, go ahead.
Hello?
You're on.
Oh, sorry. My speaker was off. Okay. I'm Sean. I'm a photographer based out of Queens, New York City. So I'm actually having an exhibit this Friday for my photography class by ASMP and BKC. My final project, it's basically going to be based off of the relationship between myself with my Asian American family during the pandemic. And I'm just here because I want to share this opportunity and put myself out there more in hopes to find more connections and inspiration for future projects. I've been to A4 before for a presentation once, just as an audience member. So it's been a while since then, and I'm getting more into photography now. So if there's any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. Thank you.
Great, thanks, John. Hopefully you'll meet some inspiring people in the breakout rooms or later on. Here's an inspiring person. Next up, Nirmal Raja. Nirmal, are you here?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Okay, great to see you. You're
Great
on.
to see you. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm a Milwaukee-based artist. I'm talking about an exhibition, a group exhibition, Aesthetics of Loss, with 5 artists. Their studios became places for grieving as they lost family members very, very recently. And the work speaks to presence in absence. Next slide, please. Brianna Barachter uses ritual and natural materials, installations as memorial or commemorative actions of grieving. Jessica actively reimagines her father's workshop tools and surroundings, rendering, printing, and reconstructing observations. And I incorporate materials used in death rituals, and clothing from my father and mother-in-law are dipped in porcelain slip. The fibers are then fired away in the kiln, leaving their shell. Linda sews into negatives and then develops and prints, stiffens and cuts away clothing that belonged to her mother and sister. These are stencil prints of fabric remnants from her mother. Cassidy's work considers the fragmented experience during loss and the shock of the late stage cancer diagnosis of their mother and the impracticalities of death, dying, and grieving. I'm looking for a space for showcasing this work and perhaps a curator. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Nirmal. Appreciate that. Next up is Stephen Abraham. Stephen, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, hi all. My name is Stephen Abraham, and I want to introduce myself and the nonprofit that I founded is called Here and There Collective, which is an initiative that aims to highlight artists from the Asian diaspora. Next slide. So here are some of the initiatives that we have done since our inception this past January. We can go to the next slide. Yeah, our main initiative kind of revolves around weekly artist feature. So far, we have featured over 40 different artists all over the world, from North America, Asia, and Europe. And second is through Instagram live chat as well, or a show walkthrough with the artists that we feature. Other than our main features, artist features, this past summer we did a benefit auction featuring 32 artists in collaboration with RC to benefit Heart of Dinner and also Asian American Legal and Education Funds, where much to our surprise, we raised over $200,000. Since at the end of the summer, we have also been doing more and more in-person events because we believe that building community is at the heart of everything that we do. So we can go to the next slide. We have more initiative in the pipeline, with our involvement with Future Fair is coming next on November 22nd. So follow us on our Instagram at the Here and There Co. and check out our feature initiative.
Great. Thank you so much, Stephen. That's exciting. Looking forward to learning more about it. And we'll definitely be following you. Okay, next up, Ray Zhang. Ray, you are here, right? I just saw you pop in. You're on your phone.
Yes. Hi, everyone. My name's Ray. It is bummer I can share some of the slides, but I am sharing my website, rayzhang.com. I am a professor of practice at the Alfred University in Western New York, as well as I'm working as inclusion, equity, diversity, and access generator here. So I'm a social practice artist, and also I'm working a lot of installation work. And recently my work, Screaming Yellow, was exhibited in the Museum of Contemporary Art in Detroit. And my work is about exploration of color yellow, and also the social justice. So my work is gathering people and listening to people, and also more like creating a venue and platform for my own participants, mostly people of color, mostly Asians. So I'm hoping to engage more. This is my first time to present my work, hopefully at A4. And thank you for listening to me.
Great. Thank you so much, Ray. We look forward to hearing more from you. So next up is Katie, Katie G. Salisbury. Katie.
Hi. Hi, everyone. I'm Katie G. Salisbury. I'm a writer and a photographer based in Brooklyn, and I'm currently working on a nonfiction book about Anna May Wong, who many of you may have heard of before. She was the first Asian American movie star in the 1920s and 30s. I've been obsessed with her since I was 18, since I discovered her. So if you're interested in this topic, I am also writing a free monthly newsletter called Half Caste Woman on Substack. And it's basically kind of like following the journey of writing this book, also sharing a lot of the stories and interesting research tidbits that I'm finding along the way. There's just so much information. A lot of it is not going to end up in the book, but it's all really fascinating to me, at least. So I'd love it for other people to join me on this journey and follow along. It's halfcastewoman.substack.com, and I'm going to be writing about a whole bunch of different things, from Anna May Wong's family to other Asian Americans who were active in Hollywood at the time. So thank you.
Great, thanks, Katie. We look forward to the book, and we'll definitely follow along in your adventure. So congrats on that. And the last pitcher in this group, Iftihar Dadi. Iftihar, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone. Thank you very much. So I'm an artist based in upstate New York. I work with my partner Elizabeth, and a lot of our work deals with issues of basically home and diaspora in the Asian American context, or with the U.S. imperialism, questions of borders, and and also informality in the Global South. So we have a website, dardiart.net, and we have a number of ongoing projects. This is my first time at A4, so I'm glad to be here and to introduce myself, also to learn from all of you. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. It's nice to meet you, Iftihar. Welcome, welcome. So thank you, everybody. So we are dropping a new town hall feature for those of you who want to stay connected with each other. We are creating a shared connection sheet where you can enter your name and contact information. Priscilla will drop the link in the chat. So if you want to stay connected, just add your names to this Google spreadsheet. Kate Rigg started the idea at the last town hall, and people are still staying in touch with each other, which is really sweet. And they just, you can share information about upcoming events and shows and whatever you want. So there you go. Don't feel pressure, but if you want to stay connected, sign up. Okay, so next up, our next featured presenters are Vidisha Fadesha and Shanak Mehbubani from After Party Collective. And they currently have an exhibition on view at Apex Art in Tribeca. After Party Collective, they act at the intersections between curatorial and performance practice. And I'm so excited to hear more about their work now. So Vidisha and Shanak, you want to take it away?
Hi. Hey. Thank you so much for inviting us. We're really glad to be here and to share a little bit about our work. Thank you, Priscilla, Lisa, and the whole A4 team for inviting us. As they said, we are After Party Collective. I'm Shanak Mehbubani. And
Vidisha Fadesha.
Yeah, so we formed the After Party Collective after working and collaborating and being friends for a long time. We formed the After Party Collective in 2018, 2019. We're both artist curators, and we have robust individual practices, but we started the After Party Collective to deal very specifically with the idea of trans-led affirmation. The collective acts in the intersection between curatorial and performance practices. A lot of our projects start from the site of the party. We share a strong common love for partying and the dynamics of the dance floor. And we expand the party as a site for critical praxis towards spaces of embodied thinking to create momentum towards affirmation of trans, intersex, non-binary, and other gender variant bodies. We enjoy thinking about intersections of collectivity, agency, legality, and pleasure. We're on Instagram as After Party Collective _. We'd love to connect with you all over there. If you can go to the next slide, please. We think a lot about the party, and not only the party, but really about multiple of these sites that we encounter, such as the party, the archive, the pedagogical space, the art institution, as sites where we can have political utterance, as sites where we want collective care, and as sites where we can have the agency to imagine our own futures. We're very excited right now to be presenting an exhibition at Apex Art that really deals with the crux of these questions. If you can go next, please.
Sites built by trans people for the trans people, sites of informal gathering and celebration. From the gharanas of New Delhi to the balls of New York, these sites of collectivity have long been space to subvert colonial power and reposition agency within trans bodies. These communities are also where we find belonging in and recognize other intersections that impact survival for the community. Dance Trans Revolution celebrates the speciality, rhythms, and choreographies that compose the resilient force of trans-led community gathering, offering not only safety, but also affirmation and care. Each work reclaims the legacies of the Global South to manifest a future of collective trans agency. The poster has been designed by Mitsuka Berry, who is an artist based in the US, Boston. Can you go to the next slide, please?
We'll just run through some of these installation shots. We urge you to look at the exhibition both in person, Tuesday to Saturday at Apex Art and Church Street, next slide, but also available online. And these works and videos are also available online. I'm going to quickly introduce you to some of, or to 8 of our amazing artists, all coming from different parts of the global South. We have Wilfredo from Berlin and Lomas Beo from Bogota, both coming from Afro-Caribbean heritages. Within this video work, they look at the history of radical party spaces, especially those that have heritages from coming from Africa and traveling with the enslaved peoples of Africa, looking at San Basilico de Palenque, the first free town in the Americas, and the history of Detroit music. Next, please. Jasmine Infinity, one of our most favorite DJs in the world, has created an original soundtrack for the exhibition. If you come to the exhibition space, you'll have the chance to experience the exhibition with her amazing meld of Detroit techno and ballroom sounds.
New World Disorder.
And Jasmine is also the founder of New World Disorder, a collective for and by trans and non-binary music producers. Next, please. We have the amazing Dion McKenzie, also known by their DJ moniker Steigerpaw. For the first time ever, Dion is showing a series of their painting works titled collectively looking at the idea of techno-tubbies, reclaiming the iconography from pop culture. But this one is called Meet Us on the Dance Floor Before the World Ends, a series that you must see in person. Next, please. We have Seventh Girl, aka Linnea, also from Boston, who is reclaiming the digital spaces to think about affirmation for Black trans people within digital spaces, especially within Second Life and The Sims. Linnea creates these amazing video montages with her characters voguing and carrying on the legacy of ballroom within the digital sphere. Next, please. This is Habibich, of Algerian descent, living in Paris. Habibich is an example of the ballroom scene traveling from the US to all corners of the globe, really, and thinking about the idea of marginalized groups, underrepresented groups gaining space within the ballroom and through the ballroom scene. Habibich is also an educator, giving a long-running lecture performance called Decolonize the Dance Floor, which we also have featured in the exhibition, and is an amazing voguer. Next, please. Also, we have Benji Ra from Sydney, who also who's also one of the proponents of ballroom to other parts of the world. Benji Ra is the mother of House of Slay, the first ballroom house in Australia. Benji is the daughter of Leomi Maldonado. In this video titled Immortal Memories, Benji documents really the power of her house, House of Slay, through their moments of intimacy, of informal gathering, but also in moments of protest. They were all protesting the murder of Filipino trans woman Melanie Bruno, who was killed in Australia. A lot of them are indigenous and come from Islander and other Asian island communities, Pacific Islander communities. If you can go next. This is the work by Jonathan Eden, who is an amazing illustrator from Seattle. Jonathan was also part of our project Party at the End of Gender Normativity showcased at Vienwoche in Vienna. Here, Jonathan is imagining the futuristic party that deals not only with multi-species affirmation, but also with ideas of rest and ability-inclusive infrastructures. You can go next. And finally, our eighth artist is Grace Banu. Grace is an activist, a friend and an activist from the southern states of Tamil Nadu, one of the southern states of India. Grace is the first trans engineer in India, and also a very important anti-caste trans activist. Within this video, Grace tells us about the coming together and the journey of Sandeep Nagar, which is a project in Tamil Nadu to claim land rights for trans people, getting housing, land, and self-sufficiency through employment.
The queer movement in South Asia has taken strides forward in recent years. However, the political, civic, and cultural spaces opened by the struggle have primarily affirmed culturally dominant cis-bodied queers. The Center for Law and Policy and Research has filed a writ petition before the Supreme Court of India on behalf of Grace Banu, Vajanti Vasanta Mowgli, KMV Mona Lisa, Anindya Hazra, and Sira Santosh, who are well-known transgender rights activists. That the Transgender Persons Protection of Rights Act in 2019 is unconstitutional, being violative of our fundamental rights. This act, we can go next, I think. This act that was enacted with an objective to provide for the protection of rights of transgender persons in reality violates our fundamental rights and goes against the judgments of the Supreme Court, who had previously passed a judgment called which was the National Legal Services Authority versus the Union of India, primarily addressed called the Nalsa judgment from 2014. All of which guarantee that the right of self-determine one's gender identity is an integral part of one's right to life, dignity, and autonomy. And this basic guarantee is violated in the new 2019 Act. Deploying performance as curatorial expression, After Party Collective created Strictures of Violence, which is this performance work, as a frame for the Queer Futures Potluck Party. So we are also using performance as a way to illustrate the curatorial. So this is a project that we did in 2019, and this is the curatorial. The performance and the party look to orient the queer movement in India towards the pressing issues of trans rights, especially the introduction of the Transgenders Act in 2019. The performance opened up the dance floor of the party, imprinting the urgency of these issues onto the space of ongoing celebration.
Can we go next, please?
Continuing our critique of this act, we anchor collective celebratory memory in the aforementioned Nalsa judgment. This judicial text remains a pivotal one in the South Asian queer history because it reminds us of the power of an affirmative state body and the profoundly different language it can produce when those in power create directives that speak to the experience of the most disadvantaged among us. That judgment was also a very intersectional judgment where it thinks of caste, class, and also talks about livelihoods and reservation within and providing job security for trans people. We can go to the...
I know perhaps we're a little over time, but if we can show 1 minute of the video, we'd love to show you all.
So these are excerpts from the Nalsa judgment. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We'd love to connect with y'all. We'll share some links in the chat. This is our Instagram and our email.
And please have a look at the exhibition.
And we'd
Whoever's
love to hear what you think about it.
Thank
Cheers.
you both. Thank you so much. I love that you bring your own martini glass. And I am going to pitch that there is an online tour of your show at Apex Art on December 8th. It's free if you can't make it in person, which obviously everyone has to do, but if they can't, they should at least try to check out the tour, right? So I'm going to drop the chat in. Since
Thank you for bringing that back, Lisa. We forgot about it.
Okay, it's my job. All right, thank you again. All right, so now we're moving on to pitch B, group B pictures, 1 minute pictures. All right, on deck, we got Seto Yamamoto, Emerald Liu, Takaya Lloyd. We've got Linda Sock Georges, Chimin Chao, Joseph Freya, and Jocelyn. Seto, you ready?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, you've got 1 minute. Let's see, let's go.
Thank you very much. My name is Sato Yamamoto from Japan, and this is information of our group show, Homeroom. It is an in-person show at the Upper East Side, and November 9th to December 3rd. And actually, we plan closing party at the December 2nd as an evening. And I'd like to have my ambidextrous stroke performing. I use both hand for drawing, and it's not acting. And also I'm displaying art titled Xenophobia. It's a very difficult English word. Not every Japanese understand. And that's why I'm speaking English. So very, very appreciate English speaking education as the all United States community. And I'd like to have more activities over the world as an English speaker from Japan. I try more fluently speaking. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sato. That was great. We're happy to have you joining us again. Look forward to seeing your show. Okay, up next is Emerald.
Hello, everyone. My name is Emerald Liu. I'm a Sino-Belgian writer and photographer, and I would like to present my chapbook, which will debut on the 20th November, this Saturday, and it's called Double Happiness. It features 10 poems and 2 illustrations that I made, and it kind of centers around the Asian diasporic experience, living in liminal spaces, both like physically and psychologically, and the relations you have with family, lovers, and yourself. So yeah, I would love to hear from you guys, and thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Emerald. How can we find out more about your book?
It will come online via the website of my publisher, which is Bird Beak Beast Press, and it will also come online at the printer's website, which is Sorizo Printers. I could maybe write it in the chat.
Yeah, drop it in the chat for us. That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Next up, Takaya, you ready?
I am. Hello, my name's Takaya. I'm a filmmaker working on a new web series, and the video you're about to see has all the info on the project.
I'm Takaya Abdul-Lloyd. I'm the creator, writer, and star of Hapa. I'm a filmmaker and actor in Los Angeles. My most recent short was just awarded by the Russo brothers, and as an actor I've had roles in projects for Marvel, FX, Hulu, and Netflix. Hapa is a new series that features a 100% AAPI cast. The show is a satire about a group of gangsters in Los Angeles that operate out of a mattress store, and that satirical look at things is the perfect way in to comment on all the old, tired tropes and stereotypes about Asians, and I want to absolutely break those with Hapa. I'm going to turn them right upside down, flip them on their heads, and create a show that is unlike anything anybody's seen before. Building a community around it and sharing this project with people that you know, people that would be interested, all of that is just as important. I really appreciate your support. I'm super stoked for you to be a part of this amazing project. Say thank you to the nice people. Thank you. Goodbye.
Great. Thank you so much, Takaya. That looks great. As a Hapa, I'm pretty stoked about it. Okay, Linda, are you ready?
Hello, yes.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Linda. I'm a Cambodian Australian visual artist. I'm currently doing a residency at Textile Art Centre. I'm working at the moment on a project called Saltwater Deluge, which is a project where I've been growing salt crystals on silk fabrics. The project deals with ideas around trauma and healing and the diasporic experience. And so in the past, I've purchased these fabrics from Cambodia, where my family is from. However, during my residency, I've been slowly learning how to weave with silk and hope to eventually learn more about the Cambodian silk weaving process, and in particular, the ikat dyeing process as well. And I'm completely new to New York, so hoping to connect with other artists and especially like other textile artists who have similar interests to me. So yeah, hello, and thank you for having me.
Great. Thank you, Linda. Hopefully you will end up in the right breakout room so you can talk textiles. Okay, next up is Georges. You ready, Georges?
Yes.
I know you're
Hi.
Okay, there you go.
Yes. Hi, I'm Georges Bridges. I'm the Community Outreach Liaison for the Asian American Film Lab. And I'd like to tell you about one of our upcoming events. Well, first of all, we promote ethnic and gender diversity in the film industry. And I'd like to tell you about our upcoming event, which is tomorrow. It's the Adventures of Tomboy and Girly Girl by Karim Her. It's from our Unfinished Works program, which is one of our oldest programs. It's at 8 p.m. I posted the link in the chat, and I hope to see you there. Thanks.
Thank you, Georges. There's always
You're
fun
welcome.
projects coming out of the lab, and it's always nice to see you.
Thank
Okay, next up, Chaemin Shao. Are you with us?
Yes, I'm right here, Lisa.
Okay, go right ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Lisa and Priscilla, for the opportunity. My name is Chaemin Shao. I'm a visual artist. I'm inviting the AAA community to visit the Noguchi Museum for an artist banner project I and another 2 artists all contribute to, as shown in the slideshow here. The project was toured by the museum, the Asian American Arts Alliance, thank you, and Queens Council on the Arts. So the project aims to raise the awareness of the anti-Asian hate violence, which obviously accelerated regularly during the pandemic. Starting from today until May 2022, this set of banner will be on view outside the museum. Inside the museum entrance, the next image if possible. Inside the museum entrance, you can see actually the other 2 runner-up work by Mo Khan and Wu Ming Qin. They're both fabulous artist work. So hopefully when you visit the museum next time, you can step out of the building to see it. Okay, and I will drop the Noguchi Museum press link in the chat. Thank you so much.
Fantastic, thank you. And it's always nice to get out to visit the Noguchi Museum. Beautiful. Okay, next up, Joseph Freya. Joseph, are you with us?
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, hi. So I apologize, I was supposed to be already home. This is my 4th town hall, the 2nd in a row. I love very much this community. As many New Yorkers, I do many different things, and I can be with my head of a chief editor of the Living Media. So we do like to give a voice and provide support to young talent artists and creators. So I put there my contacts, and specifically for, again, artists, creatives, visual artists, musicians, performers. We do like to provide our platform and at the same time we have internship opportunities. So I recently saw the page on the A4 website. So we're gonna post the event, try again to give as many opportunities as I can. So I want to thank everybody, and sorry again for the quality of my connection, but I ran late 11 minutes. Thank you everyone, and I will put my contact on also. Thank you, and congratulations always on the next job that you do, guys. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Joseph. I hope you get home okay. All right, and the last person in Group B is Jocelyn Shu. Jocelyn, are you ready?
Yes, thank you. Hi, I'm Jocelyn. Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed learning about everyone's work tonight. I'm a visual artist and I'm also a psychology researcher, and I'm currently based in Cambridge, Massachusetts for a postdoc at Harvard. I'll be sharing some work from a series of sculptural pieces that I've been working on for the past several years. Next slide, please. I started this work about a decade ago after a trip to Taiwan, where my family's from, and I was really inspired by the temples there. I began to make this work by cutting out text from chapters of the Tao Te Ching. And so these sculptures are made of wire, where I've turned each of the chapters into individual pieces. This piece from earlier this year was a bit of a turning point for me as I started to incorporate aspects of nature in my surrounding environment, and these linear elements using string. I think I'm exploring like ideas between like the relationships of like spirituality and nature and kind of more linear scientific thinking. This is my most recent piece where I'm starting to explore with covering these organic materials with resin. It's 2 pieces hanging from the ceiling. Yes, I'm just kind of looking to connect with anyone. If people have thoughts, please reach out to me, either Instagram or email. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jocelyn. That's great. So appreciate that. And yes, you can connect with all sorts of people in the breakout rooms. So I guess we can go back to the gallery view, Priscilla. And anybody who is interested in giving a 30-second pitch, if you are so moved, you want to raise your hand, you can either drop it in the chat and say you want to go, you can raise your hand, or you can try to turn on your camera and literally wave your hand at me. Okay, you. All right, so I'm going to drop you in order of people that want to give a 30-second pitch. So I think that's it. So you go right ahead. You got 30 seconds. Oh, but you're on mute, so that doesn't count. So why don't you start over again?
Okay, sorry. My name is Yu Zhang, and I'm going to present my current show. It's called Welcome Back. It's at the Maggie and Peyton Gallery. That is in the Manhattan Borough President's office. The show, I have 2 works in the show. I'm a painter. So both work is pretty much related with the pandemic, and is created this. I made the work both from last year. So I like to present to the group. If anyone interested, welcome to see the show. I like to take a tour for you. You can contact me for through email or Instagram. You can find me there. So thank you for the Art Alliance for this opportunity to present my works and help me. And especially I want to thank you, Yin, helped me to get this City Artist grant. Without her helping, I couldn't get this grant. So thank you so much.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thanks.
I'm very happy for you. And if you want to drop in the chat the information about your exhibition at the Maggie Peyton Gallery, so people know how to see the show in the Borough President's office, that would be great.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Like I said, I really enjoyed learning about your projects and seeing all the similarities and the opportunities and ways that you can all connect with each other. So we are going to break you out now into smaller groups so you can chat for about 10 minutes, and then you can move into a different group. So we hope that you will chat with what you're doing, share your contact information if you can, and then before you leave, please fill out the survey. and turn on your camera so we can see each other. And we would like to take a photo too, if we can do that. Because sometimes people drop off at the end. So could we take a quick photo before everybody leaves? That would be great. Yay. Okay. I love seeing all the cameras come on. It's great. Okay. Okay. Awesome. Say cheese, everybody. Okay. One more. We've got too many people to fit on one screen, so we've got to do another one. Okay. Cheese. Great. Thank you. All right. So Priscilla's going to break us out into individual rooms, and you get a chance to talk to each other, ask questions of our fabulous presenters, and we hope to hear from you and hope that you stick around and make some great connections, because that's what we're all about in community. So Priscilla, you've got everybody. We're ready to go.
Yep, I just opened them. So yeah,
Okay.
Goodbye, everyone.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit.